Welcome back. If you've been a long-time follower, you are familiar with my note cards. And I started this note card process by creating documents. So whenever a quote or a Bible verse or something I read, something I heard resonated with me, I would dump it in a document. And I actually hosted a workshop that you can still get to on the Workshops in Replays tab, where I walked you through this process, because what I found in dumping these affirmations maybe, or just phrases that check me, that take a pulse on me in certain areas, I found that I was growing as a result. I was becoming a better version of me because I was consistently doing these check-ins. But I also was very committed to resourcing these nuggets, these phrases to check me. I was consistent in that. So by no means do I believe anyone needs to take on this method of personal and spiritual growth, but I can share that for me, it's made a significant difference. I've also had clients share with me that since implementing a similar tool, let's say a document or doing the note cards, they have found that changes have taken place in their life. They are executing and delivering in their goals more, and they are navigating difficult relationships better, and they are improving their mindset, which to me is all part of wellness. Many people view wellness as the diet and exercise, not realizing that the mind is what really hijacks us and sabotages us in many areas of our lives, which can also impact our relationships with other people. But yet we all desire to have meaningful relationships that bear fruit in our life, relationships of harmony with other people. And I can share, again, this has helped me in so many areas of my life, but I'm consistently resourcing them. So if you feel inspired after watching today's video to implement a similar system, well, number one, if you take that workshop, although at the time that I hosted that workshop, I was doing it on a document on my Google Docs, and now I've transferred into my note cards, which is something that I started in 2024. So I'm probably getting close to 1 year under my belt, maybe not quite. I may have started transferring my document information to note cards, maybe May, June. I know by June I had implemented this because we traveled to Martha's Vineyard and Cape Cod in June, and I took note cards with me. So I traveled with them because we were going to be gone for a good couple of weeks. That would be a good starting point. If you don't see yourself sticking with this, then you may really want to decide if this really works for you. But I can share, if you do decide to do it and you stick with it consistently, meaning you do those check-ins daily, I believe you will see significant change in your life and in your relationships. Well, during 3-week intense for Q4 of last year and Q1 of this year, the note card system was a commitment. So with 3-week intense, there's 5 commitments, and one of the commitments is every single day during 3-week intense, you will write a note card. You will write one note card every single day. So by the time 3-week intense ends, you will have written 21 note cards. The other part of that commitment is every single day you will read every single note card. So for example, on day 1, you wrote a note card. On day 2, you wrote a second note card, but you read day 1 and day 2. On day 6, you were writing your 6th note card, but you were also reading every single note card. And that's because 3-week intense is all about habit formation more than anything. And when you do something consistently every single day for 21 days straight, it starts to embed, it starts to stick, and you're more inclined to stick with it. What's happened in the last couple of quarters of 3-week intense is when I ask members what commitment made the most significant change in your life during the 21 days of this program, it's not the diet and exercise or the water drinking or any of those things that I get feedback on that made the most change. It's always the thought work, and many will share the note cards played the most significant role in change in their life, which does not surprise me because I know the impact that the note cards have made on my life. Well, I've talked about the note cards. All of the videos where I talk about it and that workshop will be linked in the description box below. But at the end of quarter 3, 3-week intense, as people were wrapping up all the takeaways that empowered them from the 21-day program, one of the members asked me if I categorize my note cards. Actually, let me see how she worded it because I copied it. She said, in your organization of the note cards, do you categorize them? And yes, I do. And actually, once again, I'm giving Haley, my business manager, some credit here. She gets a lot of credit, and it's very well deserved. Very well deserved. Because she knows me so well, she will also see areas where maybe I could improve a system. And I am so appreciative of that. That is like a love language right there. That's probably why she and I get along so well. And I'm so appreciative, and I share that with her because I don't ever want her to stop. If she sees something, please tell me. I can be very rigid in my systems, but because I place so much value in my systems, if someone has a tip after kind of observing me, I am so grateful because it's just systems speak such volumes with me. Haley mentioned to me, why don't you streamline your note card system by purchasing inexpensive 4x6 little photo booklets, these little photo holders. And I was like, that is genius. Literally, I experience what many of my clients do. Why didn't I think of that? Why didn't I think of that? Right? We can get so set in our ways. And there's a message right there to be open to what other people suggest, because it's amazing what can happen as a result. So I don't know how many minutes passed after Haley and I had that conversation. I was on Amazon buying these little inexpensive, nothing attractive, but I knew that I would end up needing a lot of them, so I didn't want to spend a lot of money. And I can't remember how many come in a pack, but I will have these linked. And there's plenty, and you can get really fancy, but I like these. They're very simple. The other thing, you know, I have this case. I have several of these. I literally line these up in this case like this, and I have another one, and I have kind of a system of rotating them. So today, when I film, is Sunday. I will take the first one in line and I will take it out and put it usually down in my workout area, because I will read through one of these on Monday. And then what I'll do is when I'm done with it, I put it to the back, and I have a couple of these because I have so many. I will put it to the back, and then on Monday, when I set out Tuesdays, I will take the next one. Now, I don't have these labeled according to a theme, but the note cards are put together in one unit as a theme. Now, I do have some note cards that really don't have a theme to them. And eventually there probably will be more cards that are on that topic and they will go into their own unit. When that's the case, I will just put it in the folder that I feel is the most similar until I bring on another one with that theme. But yes, my note cards are organized into different categories. So this one here doesn't have a lot of note cards in it, but I will be building. So the first one is, if it's not life affirming, don't listen, watch, read, or consume. Another one, what you think about, you bring about. All that we are is the result of what we have thought. This folder has a lot of quotes, phrases, nuggets that have to do with thought. The first card, if it's not life affirming, don't listen, watch, read, or consume, this card could go in many of the folders, but I choose to put it in that one. Other folders are a little bit more structured. For example, this one here is pretty full. There's probably only a couple additional empty sleeves, and that's because, as you know, I've been doing this Bible study by Rick Warren, Pastor Rick Warren from Saddleback Church, The Purpose-Driven Life. By the time this video publishes, I will have completed this Bible study. It's taken me over 2 months to do this study because I have been studying it. I viewed my studying this Bible study as if I took a course at a university or college, and that course ran several weeks, as in 2 to 3 months, and you're studying it. That is how I've utilized this Bible study. I've shared that I actually read this book in 2004. It came out in 2002. It was gifted to me in 2004, and I read it, and I remember it being a wonderful read, but I didn't study it. So 2025, I started on January 15th, and I'm filming this video at the end of March, and it will be done by the time this video publishes. There's a scripture with each day, each chapter, and there's 42 chapters. So every single chapter, I would write a note card of that Bible verse, that scripture, and then a point to ponder, what does that mean for me? So Colossians 1, verse 16b, everything got started in him and finds its purpose in him. The point to ponder, it's not about me. It's not about me. Day 2, Isaiah 44, verse 2, he who made you, who formed you in the womb, and who will help you, do not be afraid. The point to ponder, the Lord affirms his commitment. He is our creator. He will provide help in times of trouble. So this is its own folder to itself, and it stays with my Bible study. Let's pull another one out. Let go and let God. Everything is going to be all right. God's working all things for your good. You can do all things through Christ. God is sovereign over suffering. I have God. I am good. Be grateful in everything, in good times and bad. Be grateful in everything. So there's a theme to this book, and it's more spiritual based. I'm just randomly pulling these. Here's a great one. If you feel productivity is an issue, maybe you're not executing and delivering in your goals. Do less but better. Schedule and craft your life. Build a routine and stick with it. Trust the process. Look at every challenge as an opportunity to grow. Done is better than perfect. We get good at what we practice, and that's just a few. In this booklet here, it's pretty filled up, and there's a theme to it, as you can see. So again, I don't know what booklet I will get tomorrow. I kind of like that surprise. It also informs me that God knows what I need on that day. So when I pull one out and I put it in my workout area for the next day, for the following day, when I get on my treadmill and I start reading them, I trust there's a reason I'm reading the booklet that I do. So I like the element of surprise. The other thing, I mentioned 3-week intense and how we write a note card every single day. Well, what I do is each day during 3-week intense or during the whole month. So for example, this stack is all the March note cards, all the note cards I wrote for March. I don't put these into one of these binders until the end of the month. A couple of reasons. Number one, I have a newsletter that goes out the first week of the new month with reflections of the previous month. So today or this week, I don't know which day, this week, because we're at the beginning of the month, my reflections newsletter will go out for March. So it's all my reflections for the month of March. The places I visited, the appointments I've had, the videos that went out, and I share all the note cards. So if you're looking for ideas, please get subscribed if you're not to that newsletter and watch for that at the beginning of each month. If it's already published for March before this video publishes, I will have a link to that newsletter so that you can get to it and see what this reflections newsletter looks like. In fact, I'll even put February's in there as an example, because if you're looking for something. And when 3-week intense is in session, I'm writing at least 21. I think I have a few extra. I believe there's about 25 cards here so far when I filmed this. And then I also like to spread them out and take like a picture of them. So that's why I hold them. And then as soon as that newsletter goes out and we're into a new month and I'm building up April's stack, I will put these cards in whichever binder I believe they fit best. So the very first one, most people are about as happy as they make up their minds to be. I love that one. I had so many great ones for the month of March. What you focus on expands. The only way out is through. I get to choose who I want to be. So many great ones. So make sure you're subscribed to my newsletter so that you can be in the know of what cards I wrote for that month. And again, there will be a link to get subscribed in the description box below. Now let me share though another way that I use these note cards in a theme type of fashion. If I am struggling in an area, so let's just say you're on a diet plan and you're feeling really good and Friday comes along and you get into the weekend mode, many of you know what I'm talking about, where you're kind of getting a little bit more tempted with the fact that you've worked hard, you've pushed through a stressful week, I deserve this, or whatever reason you come up with to fall prey to the temptation that you're feeling triggered by. I know exactly what cards to go to. First of all, what booklet or booklets would have cards that will speak to me in that difficult pocket that I'm in. Okay, and because I have a whole booklet that is just scripture, that's above and beyond the purpose-driven life one. This one is all scripture. There's certain Bible verses that will speak to me in that food temptation pocket, in that time. So I know there's some in here, so I'm almost always going to grab this and look for those cards, and then I'm going to go to what other resources I need to help me in that. And I may actually pull those cards out and either rubber band them or clip them together to help me get through that entire day, and I will periodically read them. So that's a tool that I use. You don't want to wait until you've already caved in and then think, oh, I needed something. One of the biggest areas of compromise that I see in coaching my clients is they don't have systems. They don't have tools. They rely on this time, the willpower. I'm going to have it this time. No, you won't. Willpower will fail you. You must create some type of tool in your life toolbox to check you, because no one else will. If anything, others, loved ones, family, friends, they're going to tell you to give yourself grace. You worked hard, you deserve it. Let's go get a bite to eat. Let's get drinks. They're not really supporting you. They come off as they are, but they're really not supporting you. They are part of hijacking you to sabotage whatever it is you're working towards. It's up to you to be the adult here and to set up parameters by implementing systems and tools to check yourself. Let's just say you know ahead of time that you're going to be around difficult people. Maybe Easter is approaching and you're already dreading it because you're going to be around that difficult person or plural people. Well, there's cards that help with that. Many of these cards have to do with relationships in navigating difficult people. I'll read a couple right here. Love others without conditions and limits. Your feelings are your responsibility. Regardless of what anyone says or does, you always have the power to choose dim a room or light a room. Be a better master of yourself. How do you want to be? How do you want to show up? How do you want to be remembered? Leave people better than you found them. Here's a favorite one, and this can apply to many areas, including, let's say, following the plan. You either get better or you get bitter. It's simple. You either take what has been dealt to you, a better person, or you allow it to tear you down. The choice doesn't belong to fate, it belongs to you. It's not what you do, but how much love you put into it that matters, Mother Teresa. Here's another great one. I cannot control what is happening around me, but I can control what is happening within me. And that can apply to following the plan as well, because you can't control that donuts are in the office or that you had a stressful day at work, but you can control what's happening within you. So these nuggets, these daily nuggets, these daily doses of wisdom that I've created to check myself, and I use these as tools in coaching, so my clients benefit from these as well. It's amazing. It's amazing. It's probably one of the biggest tools that I have implemented in my life to help me achieve my goals, to help me be better in my relationships, to help me to be more understanding, to heal me, to heal my trauma. And I don't say that lightly because it's very real. And I suppressed and masked my trauma for many years. And now that it's surfaced and I've shed light on it, these daily doses of nuggets are helping me significantly. My relationship with the Lord has been strengthened, and I can say that every area of my life has been strengthened as a result of taking charge of my life in incorporating tools to check me, to take the pulse on me, because no one else will. So hopefully what I shared today can provide information on whether or not you believe that you need something like this. I would be happy to help you set up your system, whatever that looks like. Again, it does not have to be on a 4x6 index card. It can be on a daily document. I have a client who still prefers to do the document portion. I break down how I did that. If you're looking for another example of a way to do this, I encourage you to take that workshop. I'll give you a discount code so you can take advantage of it. So you can decide if note cards would be better for you, or if you want to do a document and then create a document for every day, like what I share with you in that workshop. The other thing is the quality of my note cards are very important. I can't tell you how many I bought before settling on the ones that I do. I prefer a 4x6 card, and it has to be really great quality cardstock. I do have another stack of note cards that are more flimsy because I also memorize Bible verses. So I have a stack here that I've been working on, and I have a whole system to how I do that. If you'd like me to share with you my memorization system, it's worked wonderfully. I can walk you through that in a video, but this has been great. These are flimsier cards. As you can see, they're just kind of flimsy. You wouldn't get that with these ones. These are much harder. During the memorization process, I use the more inexpensive, flimsier cards. And then each of these verses do end up going on a hard index card, the quality ones, and then they end up in this booklet right here. So each of the cards that are part of my memorization cards, they are also in this folder that has scripture and Bible verses. Deuteronomy 3, verse 22, the Lord your God himself will fight for you. Love this one. 1 Corinthians 15, verse 58. I know that you face many demands, but today I want to remind you that God has watched what you have done for his work, and he will reward you. So that's how I do that. And these typically just stay down by my workout area as well. A favorite one here, Philippians 4, verse 6 and 7, do not be anxious about anything, but in every situation, by prayer and petition with thanksgiving, present your requests to God. And the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds. That's a favorite one. I'm so thankful that I know that, and I reflect on it all the time, and that's the beauty about memorizing scripture. Matthew 18, verse 20, for where 2 or 3 are gathered in my name, there am I with them. So beautiful. As iron sharpens iron, so one person sharpens another. Proverbs 27, verse 17. So these cards have been great, and I continue to build on them, and I'd be happy to share that entire system with you. Links to everything will be in the description box below. If you want to do one-on-one coaching, you're looking at about 4 to 6 weeks out. If you'd like me to help you personally create your plan of action, no better way to put it, your plan of action, and what we together agree on that landscape, whether it's going to be the note cards or a document. I would love to do that. If you'd like me to run a workshop where I run through this in more detail and help you create your cards, meaning you'll come with your stack of note cards, or you'll come with a computer where you can type in certain phrases, scripture, quotes, messages that I share that apply to you, feel free to do that. I also encourage you to join quarter 2 3-week intense. We start in just a couple of weeks, the day after Easter. One of the commitments, I believe it's commitment 4, is the note card. So that's a great opportunity for you to build on your success. Don't forget, 3-week intense is a habit formation program. Yes, diet and exercise are part of the commitments, but you will do so much mental work, which is really what hijacks you from achieving the diet and exercise anyway. It's not your lifestyle. You think it is, but it's the brain. It is the brain, because if you were let go from work early because all of the systems shut down, so go home everyone for the day, you're not going to say, let's go home and do a workout in meal prep. You're not going to do that. So you can't blame it on everything else. That's just an excuse. But we work on habit formation, and we start right here, right here where it all begins. So I encourage you to take advantage. Don't let fear, and I have cards on fear, hold you back from joining this amazing, wonderful community. You will walk away with so many nuggets and you'll return, because most people literally just continue to come back. There's people 8, 9 rounds because we build and build and build to a better life. So I hope to see you there.